Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on string streams. So string streams is a nifty feature provided by C++, but we operate on strings. So it's a way to actually carry out in-memory I/O. Now, the header that you would be including is the stream header, and this header provides three types. So you have the input string stream or string stream class, the string stream or output string stream class, and the string stream class, which actually helps for both input and output. Now the string stream class helps in reading a string, the string stream helps in writing to a string or building out a string, and the string stream class helps in both reading and writing to strings. So I'm going to be focusing on the string stream and the string stream in this video. I'm going to be leaving the string stream for you to explore. So let's start with the string stream. So where does it help? The string stream, as I said, let's say you have a line of input and you want to actually tokenize this input. So why would you want to tokenize this input? Maybe you need to extract information from that string that you have captured. You want to extract it and you want to do some further processing on it. That's when you would use the string stream class. So I've written a very simple example here. I'm capturing some string input, and that's what is done here. I'm getting it from the standard input, and then I'm binding the string stream object to that line of string input. After that, I'm going to be tokenizing the string stream object. How do I tokenize it? This is how I tokenize it. I read from the string stream, and the syntax is very similar to what we have used previously while reading from standard input. That's because this is once again a stream object, and I tokenize it. As I start reading from the string stream, I'm able to extract each token, and each token goes into this tokens variable, and I'll be outputting the tokens variable here. So let's run this program and see what happens. So I'm getting a prompt here which tells me to enter a line of input. So let me enter something. This year is 2022. So I've entered that, and so let me quickly inspect. Yes, so I've been able to capture my string input, and I've also initialized my string stream. The ISS, the variable here that I've declared, you can always give it another name. And now we start reading from the string stream. So let's see what happens. So it has output the first token, and this tokenization is going to continue until you reach the end of the input string stream. So as you can see, we have output all the three tokens, and that's it. So we have got all the four tokens. So we've been able to tokenize this line of input. So this is where the input string stream class comes in really useful. You can process read from a string as though you are reading from standard IO. All right, so let's see now how an string stream will help us. Let me comment out this code because I no longer need this, and let me bring up the snippet of code that I've written to demonstrate string streams. So what's an string stream useful for? As I said in the beginning of this video, it's useful to build out a string. So let's assume you are reading in some inputs and you want to actually format these inputs. You want to format, like let's say you're reading in a string and you need to format, you need to do some processing on this input before you actually send it to the next stage. So you may want to, process it before writing it out into an output text file. So that's where the output string stream or string stream class comes in useful. So as you can see here, I'm trying to enter a few numbers, and this is where I'm initializing the string stream object. Once again, you can name this variable anything you want. So I've initially stored a message here in the string stream object. This can be anything. I've just used it as as just a guiding message so that whoever sees the output would be able to understand what we're trying to do. And as I read the numbers from the standard input, that's what happens here in this while loop. As you can see, I'm reading from standard input, and I'm reading into this particular variable. So I'm reading numbers, I'm reading integers. I'm not reading strings. You can read anything. In this case, I'm reading integers, and I'm also piping it to the output string stream. So I'm building out a string by using this output string stream, and that's what you see here. So the only formatting that's being done is that I've added a space between each number. That's about it. Of course, you can always do whatever fancy formatting you want to do, but in this case, all that I'm doing is I'm just spacing out the numbers as I build out the string. So once the string is built, all that I need to do to verify that I've really got what I want is I'm sending it to standard output. And as you can see, there's a function here which enables me to output the string, which is stored as part of this output string stream object, which is a part of this output string stream object. So the function that's used is the str function. So let's look at what this program is going to do. Let me quickly run this. So it's prompting me to enter a few numbers. So let me enter, let me run that. So I've entered 34, 67, 23, 89, and let me terminate my input. So as you can see, we have gone through the while loop, and now we are at the cout where it's going to be outputting it to standard output. So let's see what output we get. And voila, that's the output that we expected. So here's the message that I had initially piped into the output string stream. And after that, the numbers, as you can see, each number has been also appended, and there's the space that I have added. So this is my final formatted message that I intended to get. So you can use the ostringstream class to do this sort of processing, pre-processing before you send it to the final stage where you might want your string to go to. One thing to bear in mind is that the as you are getting input from the standard input, this would continue, just like suppose you're reading from a file. This would continue until you reach the end of file. But if you're reading from standard input, for Windows, it's usually the Control Z character, and for Mac users, it would be something similar to terminate the input that you're receiving from standard input. So I will stop here, and I will leave you to explore the string stream class, which is very similar, and it can be used for both reading as well as writing strings. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.